We're live on Crack 40 TV. Ladies and gentlemen, for the replay crew coming in, this right here, this is Glenn Hensley, and he is a Republican. And he is running for Harlan County Jailer. And I'm just giving a little quick rundown. And I may say this again. Dear B.J. Burkhart, known you a long time. This is nothing personal. I want you to come and do an interview yourself. I'm just here for the content and to get the word out to the people and let everybody in this county have an option of who they want to pick. So y'all know I'm just nosy, and I'm good at what I do. And this man right here is Glenn Hensley. And like I said, I have nothing against BJ. I like him. This man wants to run for jailer. He can sure come on my show and tell why he wants to beat BJ. And, well, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Glenn Hensley. Who is Glenn Hensley? Tell him.
I'm 36-year-old. I've lived in Harlan County all my life. I live in Everett. My campaign's based on an average blue collar. And that's what I am. I'm an average blue collar. I work to provide for my family, but I also live in Harlan County. And there's a lot that needs to change in Harlan County. I'm a coal miner. I'm a truck driver. I own my own business. I haul campers for a living. I mean, when I say I'm blue collar as you can get. My hands are covered in oil right now. I graduated Everett High School in 2008.
Probably the last class there then, wasn't you?
I was the last class.
Yeah, last class of Everett.
And I went to Southeast Community College for a while. And then I ended up not finishing it and went to work in the mines. But later on, after Black Jewel, I worked for them as a section foreman. And after we got laid off, they done their bankruptcy. I went back to college, and I think I'm 3 classes graduating with associates.
That's pretty good.
I'm just your typical run-of-the-mill guy. I mean, I'm not political. I don't like the political game. The reason I even wanted to run for jailer is I got 2 kids. They're 6 and 7, and the way it is right now, Harlan County is just it's stuck in repeat. It's the same thing over and over, and we need to move Harlan County forward. And it starts with the jail. A lot of people don't take that race serious. I mean, yeah, my opponent, he is a career politic. He's been in it all of his life. But the thing is, there's a lot of improvements that can be done. I'll talk about that a little later on. But like I say, I own my own business. I work for myself. And I raised 2 beautiful kids. And my wife, her name's Tamara. I've been married to her. We just had our 10th year anniversary.
Shout out. Congratulations.
Thank you. We dated through high school. We dated, I'll tell you what, I played football for the 6th grade and we walked out then.
Wow.
We've dated on and off all of our lives. But like I say, I could go on and on. My real dad's name is Glenn Merle Hensley. He's from Wallens. I don't know him personally. My dad, that I claim to be my dad, is my stepdad. His name's Dwayne Jones. And like I say, my mom and him got married when I was 13-year-old. So, I mean, my life is just like anybody else's, I've got, step families and all that.
Ain't way out.
It's easy for me to get tongue-tied. I'll be the first to admit it. I've got so much running through my brain. But,
you got a lot running through your brain.
It takes a lot to go up against a career politician.
Yeah.
But I want to do it for the better because I want to change. I want my kids to be able to grow up in a better place than I did, as any parent would.
Well, okay. We was going to get into that, Jesse, and that. We got all of it to get into. So, are you got anything else you want to tell us about yourself? You haul campers, right?
I do.
You hauls campers, by God. And I've always heard a lot of people's doing that popular. It's a real popular job right now, from what I'm hearing.
And
But
it's one of those jobs. It's hard to make a living in it. You've got to be able to put your money in the right spots. It, you've got to be pretty financially smart to do it, because if not, I mean, you'll lose everything you got.
could you move a camper better than Darrell Hinkle?
I don't know. He's pretty good at it.
He's pretty he's pretty good at it, guys.
So, but no, I mean, it's all I do is just try to provide for my kids. You know, I always grew up saying, you know, my kids would have it better than me. You know, I grew up poor just like anybody else, you know. And
Food stamps.
exactly. And it took, once I had my kids, man, it really made me humble. It made me really step back and look at the world, what we're living in. And, you know, I've always come up with new businesses and run them, just side businesses, and work full-time job. I mean, I might not be the smartest person in the world, but I will do my research and dig into the books. I will do anything I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd love to win this election. If I don't, I will come back and I will be fighting harder.
If you don't win this year,
I mean,
you got 4 years to get
exactly.
better at running. Yeah, there you go.
And if it's something that you truly want to do, don't give up on it. That's what I teach my kids. If you have a dream, do not give up on your dream.
I'm actually, yeah. Don't give up on your dreams. Look where I'm headed. Look where I'm at. So,
Look at the progress you've made.
Yeah.
You're still reaching for your dreams.
yeah, I was an inmate under BJ for years, and I can't say nothing bad about BJ myself. Like, he was always good to me. They got me shipped out and everything. I've not done time up there besides 3 days 10 years ago. I ain't been in there since Gary Powell was up there. 2011 was the last time I was in there. So you've done and pretty much told us basically an intro, and you've pretty much told us why you want to run. Is there anything else you want to add into why you want to run? If not, we can roll from there.
I'm a people's person. I like to be able to help people. I've always been that way. I've always wanted to help other people reach their goals. It just comes like to addiction and stuff. I mean, when it comes down to it, we need to help.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can get them to reach and make their full potential, because you can talk to some of these other people in Harlan County. I'm not going to say really like somebody uppity, but they'll say, you know, a convict can't be helped. Yes, a convict can be helped, and they can be rehabilitated.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about if they want to do it or not. They've got to be able to do it themselves. They've got to want it.
Yeah, that's the
But
truth.
as far as being a jailer, we can extend a helping hand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we can set things in motion to make them want to do better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so tell us about that. Well, let's go back before you do that. Jesse's question was, I didn't know we'd get into Q&A this quick, but that's okay. Ask Glenn what's the first thing he would change. Well, that's what he meant.
The first thing I was going to would be changed is, yes, that garden is tilled every year. I've got the financial reports. I can show them right here, right to you on. There's no crops being grown in that garden. I mean, I've hauled coal by it. I mean, I've talked to multiple people in the county. They have noticed it too. The garden is tilled, but there's never a plant one that grows in that garden.
There used to be now.
Years ago, they was,
Mm-hmm.
but it kind of drifted away from it. It's just like our greenhouse down there. I mean, it's fallen in. It's been used one time since it was put up.
The greenhouse?
The greenhouse has been used one time, and that is actually a top-of-the-line greenhouse. That greenhouse has roof sprayers and floor sprayers. Why do we not use this? It ain't because of a money situation, because I can sit here and tell you, well, the money's right here. I can show you what we've put out. I mean, for the food and everything.
Yeah, he's forwarded the information on a lot of things, and it's right here. So, I mean, if he says something, he's got it to back it up. Excuse me. So, the garden has not been used in what?
It's been tilled, but as far as physically seeing a crop grown, nobody can. There's kudzu vines that comes across it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're going to till it, we're going to spend the money to till it. Let's grow it. But supposedly, they've got the stuff ordered to plant it. But I mean, I'm just speaking from past times, and judging by these food expenses, it's not been used.
Yeah.
These food expenses are extremely high.
Do you want to read a number out for them?
Let's see. Let's do our food. All right, the budget was $325,000. All right. We used over, let's see. I told you wrong. $290,000, $399, $290,399.61 in food. Right there it is. You can see it just as good as I can. Make sure I didn't read it wrong. I've got it marked food.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, if we growed them potatoes, yeah, we might have a contract to sell those potatoes to the company called Kelwell. But in these reports, there's no money coming from Kelwell. We're paying Kelwell for everything.
And we should be making...
We should be gaining the money from Kelwell because they do provide our commissary. Okay, if we're selling to them, we should have money coming in on the reports from Kelwell. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
There's nowhere in these reports we're getting money from them. Instead, we paid them. Kelwell commissary sales $157,759.49. Well, guess what? Where Kelwell does our commissary, that takes all of the money out of our jail. We get a small percentage of that money that they make off of that commissary, when we could be doing that in-house. Okay, say we spent $40,000 on commissary supplies. Could you imagine what we would bring in on this total here for in-house? We would keep in-house.
Be a pretty good chunk of change, wouldn't it?
Exactly. But instead, we're paying somebody else to do it all for us, and for us to get a 10, 15, 20% back. That's not a very good return, in my opinion.
E6, the nicotine pouches was can you find that nicotine?
Nicotine pouches right here, commissary purchase pouches, $69,569.14.
Now, how do them get produced out into the jail? Like in packs or pouches? Or
pouches.
Like 20 in a pack or something?
I'm not 100% sure.
I can't remember either, because I don't do time up there no more, thank God.
To me, that's, me personally, it don't say where we're getting them pouches from neither. But if I'm guessing, are we getting them from Kelwell? Because they're doing our commissary? So
Maybe.
if that's the case, you probably could say we paid, say that, we probably could, if we're getting it from them, we could cut them out and keep that money still for the jail.
That's what this guy's saying. Travis, he's saying be like Perry County and just sell them as the jailer and bypass Kelwell.
Exactly. I want to do away with Kelwell. That's money I want to keep in-house. And once we keep that money in-house, it'll bring more money to our physical court. Because as of right now, you can see what I can see. Our jail is $44,678.53 in the hole.
On Larry Hoover. Yeah.
So, and this is 6/30/2025. This was the 6th month, the 4th quarter.
So, this is Harlan County, Kentucky, Irish Mimi. We're Appalachian as it gets. This man is running for jailer. So, let's see here.
There's several little small things I want to do, just like the booking fee.
Yeah, let's talk about the booking fee right quick.
That booking fee right now, it's $50. Okay, that booking fee has went up from 25 to 30. It's either 30 or 35. Now we're up to 50. Okay, I want to pull that booking fee back down a little bit. I mean, I want to push for it.
Put Gary Powell's message back. Unretract Gary Powell's messages. Retype that, Gary Powell.
I want to pull that back a little bit. because a lot of these guys that's going to jail, women, it's their family they're doing the upkeep of them. They're doing their commissary, their booking fees, and all that. But you know, you've got the people, the first-time offenders, and I mean, when you add that booking fee, it does a lot. And if we could pull that back a little bit, we could still make money off of it. But it's some of these other expenses that's what's got it in the hole. And I mean, there's multiple pages of expenses here. It's just like there's not much even money being invested into the SAP programs. There's no other program on here about education. There's no kind of rehabilitation programs on here no money's going to. And I'm looking at this dead on the sheet.
Yeah. Gary Powell says everyone keeps saying they don't grow potatoes. You can still see the furrows where they dug them back in the fall. As a former guard up there for a long time.
You can see the furrows where the tines on the tillers turn. You're talking to a guy that grows a garden every year. I know what a potato plant looks. And to me personally, there's no potato plants grow there. There's nothing that comes up there. I mean, you got to think, a lot of these people in this county grows garden. I'm not the only one notice it. You can walk around and talk to other people in this county that drives by that jail daily basis. What's the sense of us turning that ground over? Yes, that ground is extremely wet at the jail. In order to plant potatoes, you got to have the furrows. If not, they'll rot.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's not the problem that the potatoes are saying they're being grown, they're not being grown. There's no transactions in black and white on here where they're being sold to reduce our food, which is $290,000, as we just read off a minute ago. Okay, we're selling to Kelwell and our food comes from Kelwell. So
let's see here, hold up. As I said a minute ago, don't none of my mods don't retract no messages unless they're straight, inward when trolls or something. Let's see here. Ted Thompson sounds like he's got a good plan. The way he is itemizing to see what can be cut or bypassed or redirected.
well, it's just like we got an X-ray machine sitting in that jail.
Yeah.
And why is it sitting there when we're not even doing in-house visits? They're not using it as check-in. Okay, if we're going to do straight up video chats, no people into the facility, which I want to go back to the in-house visitation, because that can actually help with your rehabilitation process. It can. To some aspects, you see that I'm not talking, you've got people that's what I call people that's been in jail for career jail.
Career criminals.
Career.
Yeah.
You can tell, nothing's going to ever change them. But the thing is, you've got people in there, this could be their first or second offense, and it'll finally dawn on them the stress that it's putting on their family. If they can physically see that and hear that in their voice. But back to this X-ray machine. If we're not going to use it, why are we keeping it in-house? We should sell that to bring more money back into the county.
Yeah.
It's not being used.
So Gary Powell says, I know the difference. Those was made with a potato plow, and the work release was picking up the potatoes.
Well, I mean, I've done pretty much kept hitting on that. I don't want to sound like a broken legged on the potato thing. I want to keep it in-house. I want it to be able to feed our prisoners. We can't eat potatoes every day. You eat potatoes every day, you're going to be sick.
Yeah, they made pretty good potatoes when I was a resident up there.
We also got Christ's hands. We still can donate some potatoes to help feed our community that are homeless. There's more that we can do in that jail that just a lot of people don't see. We can have outreach with that jail. And that's what I'm wanting to do, is I want to move this jail forward. And another question is, why do we not, the old courthouse that's set down here, the old jail downtown, it had a basketball court on top.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have no kind of area like that in our current jail?
No. Did we just have an earthquake?
I heard that.
Guys, I think we just had an earthquake live on Crack 40 TV because that ain't never happened here.
The power blink.
Did it?
Yeah, the lights blink.
I think we just had an earthquake live in the middle of this interview. With the low number of work release that the state keeps in Harlan, who is going to grow a garden as big as they used?
This is going to be like for a lot of the older people that's been in this county for a long time. I'm wanting to move back to the Kurt Stallard way. When that jail was functioning on his behalf, it was run good. I mean, it was just, I mean, it all got done. Everything got done. That garden, it don't take that long to work a garden. It really don't. I mean, you tilled it with a tractor. I mean, you can cut the weeds with a tractor. You can do the majority of it. The only thing is you got to dig the potatoes up. You can do that with a tractor, I'm sorry. You got a potato plow. Okay, you could have 2 inmates following you picking up potatoes. It don't take the whole work release program. And that's another thing. A lot of the work release, I mean, yeah, they do a good job right now. I mean, they pick up garbage.
Fantastic. Shout out Joey and all the work release guys there, by God. Them's my peoples. Work release changed my life, and Gary Powell was up there in the middle of a lot of it. Hide that message from a...
And that's just like, there's certain areas, just like Rock Drive, it's not being weed eated. They used to weed eat it every year. The kudzu vine's so bad. And that's actually a pretty dangerous road, but there's other roads in this county that's dangerous. Mm-hmm. I'm just stating what I've seen personally. Just like you got the inmates that cuts the grass in the city limits, but yet we pay a contractor service in the city limits to cut that grass. Well, if they're going to pay a contractor service, let's go ahead and move our work release program to a different part of the county by doing something else and getting that work done too.
And that would be, who are they paying?
I don't know exactly which one of the businesses. I don't know if it's
it's nothing illegal or anything.
No.
It's Derek Sage, who might be your next District 2 magistrate, by God.
I'm not
Give
sure.
Derek a vote and give him a chance. Talk to him.
I'm not
Derek's
sure.
good people.
I'm not sure if he's the one that does that or not.
I think it
is. I don't
is.
know who they get, but the work release also cuts it too. Not trying to take business from Derek because he is a good feller. But if they're going to cut it with, pay somebody to do it, let's put those work release somewhere else, get something else done. And that's something I want to do is work with every magistrate in the county. Mm-hmm. Because just like Mark Stewart's got a lot of good points, stuff that can be done. And our parks, they are in pretty bad shape. And a lot be done with work release also to help improve those, which they do some stuff now.
Well, we're going back 16 years. When I was on work release, rest in peace, Kurt Howell. You really changed my life. By God, them parks they took care of, I'll tell you. And Joey is the Kurt Howell alumnus, so I'd say they keep them in. Do you think they're in pretty good shape now?
Yeah, Mark made I can't remember if it was a TikTok or YouTube video, like that ship down here and right above the jail, where people's going in there and shooting up. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's really, we've got a bad drug problem. We really do. And we've got to get a handle on it. We got to figure out how. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is there's more that we can do just with that work release than what's being done. There's a lot of equipment that does need painted. Mark said he was going to go around painting if he wins, Well, we got a women's side of the work program. We got a man's side of the program. Majority of the time, the women picks up the trash. Well, the men can pick it up too.
They do, or they did.
I mean, I've not seen them, this past year. But like I say, I'm not here every day anymore. There's a lot of stuff that that might not see. But there's a lot of people that tells me a lot of stuff that they don't see neither. And what I see and what they don't see matches up. I can be 3,000 miles away from Harlan, I still know what goes on in Harlan. Just like if you went to New York, I guarantee you know what happens in Harlan.
And it would all be crazy.
Exactly.
I'd miss all the good stuff if I went to New York.
But that's the word travels. But now I've got a lot of black and white paper here with all the reports dating back since 2020.
Yeah.
And this ain't even half of what I brought.
Wow.
I've got more. And I mean, it's just like on a work release. Yeah, you're gonna run the piss out of them weed eaters. I mean, yeah. But I mean, not only that, just like equipment and repairs, $34,000. Now, just take a minute and think about that. $34,000 in equipment and repairs. That's not repairs to the facilities. I can get further into the reports and tell you the report side of the repair field. It's still cost, and it's quite a bit of money.
I'll tell you.
Well, the thing was, the last year, half the cameras ain't been working. There's control panels that hasn't been updated since installed.
Damn.
The doors are lagging.
In the jail?
In the jail. There's a lot of ex-guards that's no longer there. I mean, there's just so much the facility's going down. It's a new facility, in my opinion. It's probably one of the newer buildings in Harlem besides the new courthouse and the Civic Center.
Mm-hmm.
And that facility should be operating top notch. I mean, we're getting $1.5 million from state inmates.
$1,005 from state inmates is what we get, and we have to keep approximately 30 inmates, I believe, to get that much money, or to break even on it.
I'm not sure on the exact numbers.
It's 30 or 40, I know.
You can sit down and do it, the math, and you know it's some of them's going to transfer in and out. In my opinion, it's going to be hard to do the math just on that part. But I mean, what we're seeing right now is what I'm showing you is black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we've got that much money coming into this facility just from that. Okay, the inflow was $1,263,315.17. But our outflow was also $1,307,993.70 with a negative balance of $44,000.
So the jail's in the hole $44,000. BJ, I am not disrespecting you. This is politics. Please come on my show. This guy's got some knowledge to. So I'm just here for the politics, and we're gonna go over a little bit of it. But he was out picking up trash. Derek was. Derek did me a good favor the other day. He did me a real good favor, and I appreciate Derek. I think the world of Derek Sage. Well, now that I know him a little bit better, Jesse 4547. But anyway, so what do you want to get to next? I got off topic here a little bit.
I just go on my main running points. You know, I want to do the garden. I want to do rehabilitation programs.
What kind? What other kind do you think? I got a question I forgot. A lot of jails, and I think Harlan may be doing it, I think that a lot of jails should offer, and by God, I would come and absolutely advocate myself for it. I think a lot of inmates should be offered, and they are in a lot of other counties, and I think this county too. Sublocade, Brixada, Vivitrol, these shots that are helping people get off opiates, and other drugs and alcohol should be given out to people, and I'm not for sure about that. What's your opinion?
I highly support them. I do. But now this is going to be Laurel County and Whitley County uses Sublocade.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have Southern Health Partners, which is who we use at the jail.
Mm.
And so that's going to be an outreach in my, if I win this, I'm wanting these programs intact, because there's been several people die from withdrawals, and they've not been out to the public. But the thing is, I support these programs a lot. But now when it comes down to Suboxones, no. All the programs that I support is going to be injection, because we're not going to be able to sell it in the jail.
I definitely agree. No Suboxone, but the Sublocade, yes. I
cannot say 100% that I'm going to do it. I am going to push hard as I can to get the programs in the jail. And that's, I'm like I tell you, when I told you at first, I'm blue collar. My word is all I've got. If you don't got your word, excuse what I'm getting ready to say, you ain't got shit.
You're right.
If your word is shit, you're shit. Your word is all you've got.
Yeah.
So that is one of my main things right now is I want to add these programs, these addiction recovery programs. There's several other programs we can do. And you can see in this black and white, the only one we're funding is SAP. And it's not very big funding neither.
Stewart. Sorry, when you said SAP, Stewart's over SAP, if I'm not mistaken, ain't he? Is Stewart's Lamar still over it? Because he's the guy to hook you up with Vivitrol, I'll tell you that, if you need the shot. And he may be giving it out in the jail, I'm not for sure.
As far as I know,
see
there's
it?
what I can gather.
I just said two different things. I'm just crisscrossing my brain, because I know other jails do.
Yeah, you got, like I say, Laurel and Whitley County both does it. And I've been checking into it, and I did, like I told you, I don't believe in the Suboxones.
I agree with that.
Because that's just bringing more hassle into into the segregation of the units and stuff.
Yeah, it is somehow, some way it gets spread around.
But what we need to do is kind of, if we get these programs implemented, we need to kind of segregate, put them guys to the side a little bit. Maybe make a special pod for the ones that's on it.
Yeah. They did that in Pikeville.
And that kind of right there would put that group of men together, and it would help them. They could talk, because they talk.
Mm-hmm.
And you can help one another through something.
That's a damn good idea right there.
And that's what I want to do. I am big on this recovery. I want to be able to put a basketball court or just a little bit of a yard there, because you put them guys out in that yard, or women, they see them out in the garden, they're like, man, I'd like to have a little bit of freedom like that. I mean, it makes them want to work towards something.
Well, the bullhole, that's what I call it. You go outside, but you can't see nothing but the sky. And it really, honestly, it's not big enough to even put a basketball goal in. Not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying that, like, outside would be a nice little, that would be a great idea. Basketball go out back. Wouldn't hurt a bit.
It wouldn't hurt a bit. I mean, it wouldn't. There's a lot of little changes that we could do that also would bring it out of the hole.
Withdrawal in jail, I feel two ways myself about it. I'm not running for jailer, and I don't want to see people withdraw depending on what it is. At the same time, I don't want to see nobody withdraw, but you know what? When you lay up there in that jail, and you lay in up there in booking, and then you go to the hole or you go to B block and you withdraw, by God, that's a time you'll remember 16, 18 years later, like I'm remembering right now. And did it help then? No, but it helps remembering it now. So how do you feel on withdrawals, and what would you do with people coming in and they come in high and then it wears off? They stay up long as they can to enjoy the buzz, and then they're going to sleep for a few days, and then they're dope sick. Then what?
That's where we're going to have to try to have these programs in effect where we can, once we do start that, we'll be able to better get a handle on it all, if it makes sense. And I mean, I hate for somebody to lay there with going through withdrawals, because they could possibly kill themselves right there.
Mm-hmm.
And they have been a couple people that has done this.
Yeah, it can happen.
I mean, you're at your lowest of your low.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm the kind of person, when I said I was blue collar, am I going to be in the office playing on my phone or watching TV or doing this? No. I will be walking the floors. I'm just a normal person that wants to make a difference in a place that he loves. And it could start right there in that gym. There's other programs that we could offer. I've talked to a couple of people about it. It's vocational programs. Okay, we've got stuff for displaced minors, college. We can also work towards getting some kind of small programs in there like for that, for welding or something. We could work on getting these guys jobs and get them on a straight path. But I mean, your career criminals, they're not going to do it. They're just going to take advantage of
I mean, there's always them people, let's just be blunt. There's always going to be career criminals, and there's nothing
that you can do.
But I was a career junkie and a career criminal, and I turned it around. But some people just ain't going to wake up, and that's just the obvious fact of life. But
you can always help point in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like, church programs. That there's so many programs, which there's preachers coming in now that talks to them.
Yeah. But probably tonight where it's Tuesday. Used to be Tuesday night and soup, beans, and a preacher. I mean, this interview's turning out a little bit better from my point of view than I thought, because you're talking to someone that knows the ins and outs of that jail and been up our dope sick, and I've been on the other side of it, and now I'm on the other side of it, and hopefully I can stay on this side of it. But, so with the withdrawals, there's two things will kill you, and that's alcohol and benzodiazepine, aka Xanax.
Yep.
So with them two drugs, if you had everybody in the world coming, you'd have to drug test them, I guess, to see what they was on.
To see exactly.
Because everybody would come in there and say, I'm on Xanax, and they go to the hospital. Yeah. If they're coming off Xanax and alcohol after a few days, you got to take them to the hospital, or they're going to do like Ernie did the other day, and I'm not being funny. I've seen people come off Xanax and do the same thing Ernie Shell did. Go crazy, and I'm not being funny, it's just a public example. He's in the news. And smear poop everywhere, all over their faces. I've seen people do it 100 times in that jail. So would you make like a special hole for people on Xanax? They just let you dry out up there. Some of them, and I'm not saying that in a bad way or nothing. I've just seen them have to dry out and finally get over it. But yeah, I went to the hospital and was on a ventilator over coming off Xanax. So I feel like that maybe something for Xanax and alcohol, benzos and Xanax should be a little bit different.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that. I do. And I'll tell you the thing, and if I find myself wrong, I will come back and tell you, just like I did on the booking fee. I told you it was 55, but it's 50.
Right.
And I called you and told you.
Yeah.
And, I messaged you and told you that I was told it was different. But, and that's the thing. You've got, we're humans. We're going to make mistakes. We all do.
Mm-hmm.
And say whether we learn from that mistake or not. And that's, it's just, I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to put in words. I get tongue-tied. But, I mean, yeah, I think they do need to be separated, too. They do. But we can't go around separating everybody because we're going to run out, facility room. But now, that whole rehabilitation I'm talking about, I do think that does need to be separated for sure. And what you just said, it needs to be separated too.
Yeah,
because you don't got oxys no more, none of that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's down to just
fentanyl and heroin.
Yeah,
fentanyl and heroin. I mean, that's all there is. Now, if you withdraw off fentanyl, heroin, or methamphetamine, you're gonna be okay. There ain't no point going to the doctor or nothing. You can just rough that out by God. But the benzos and the alcohol's totally different. It's a different case. But anyway, so this is something me and you just come up with talking about. You're claiming that the cameras are bad up there.
They was, but they've started fixing them.
Okay.
I think it was a week and a half ago, there've been several out, and they've actually started fixing them. I don't know if they fixed them all, but I knew some was fixed for sure.
Where I was going with that is I want you to get into talking about the cameras up there and if there's anything you'd do different, and should the guards wear body cams?
I want body cameras on all supervisors.
I want the chat's opinion. I want Gary Powell Branson's opinion since he's a former guard at the jail. I want to know your all's opinions. Hello, Isaac's daughter. Shout out from Crack 40 TV.
I want all supervisors to have body cameras. I would say all employees, but we can't go that far because that would be a big, because them cameras are high.
Yeah.
They're not cheap. But, the supervisor part of it, we do need them.
When Gary Powell was a supervisor, they did wear body cameras. I couldn't remember Gary Powell. The last time I seen you in the jail, I said, I'll see you when I buck my parole up headed to prison.
See what I'm being told.
Excuse my language.
They're not wearing them now. That's what I'm being told. As far as actually being in the facility, I'm not in there.
Do they have cameras now? Can any body cams now? Can anyone tell us that? Well, my bad. Because I didn't even think about that until we was sitting here talking, and I was jotting down a couple little notes to go over right here.
I want the body cameras on the supervisors. I want more than 4 people on night shift too. 4 people and a supervisor on night shift cannot control night shift.
4 people can't.
Think about it. Me and you get in a fight. All right, one male, say one of the COs on the male side takes one of us to the doctor. Okay, that leaves 2 females, 1 male, and a supervisor. It's 4 people. All right, say another one happens. Then what? And then you're going to be down to 3 people. We need more people on night shift in case something happens out. We don't need them all on day shift. This is just like a normal coal mines. They put everybody on day shift when they don't need to be. They need to be on 2nd and 3rd shift too. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Let's see what this message is. Show. I don't want none of Gary Powell's messages or Gary Branson's or anybody else's unless it's a troll, retracted, or anything. He says, when I was on night shift, there was way more than 4 on a shift. I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Drive up by there right now, you have 4 cars in the parking lot. And from a guard that worked night shift, you have 4 guards and a supervisor.
You're right on that about the grain of salt, Gary Powell. Don't hire under 25 years of age unless they have worked a minimum of 1 year in a Kentucky state-based training program in a county jail or state-level facility. That ain't a bad idea, Genevieve.
Now that that's said,
because
we can go back to this black and white on the training issue too. They're not being trained.
Well, the paperwork says they're not. You're right.
The physical court is giving $1,000 for training. How much is still left? $1,000. It's not being used.
So they've only used $1,000 worth to train them.
That's what it's showing right here. Training. Let's see now. Where did it go?
It was $1,000 and some dollars. You can't make the people work if they don't want to work. Jail work isn't for anyone. Hey, you gotta be a special breed to work in a jail. I give you that. I know people that's worked at Red Onion that ain't normal no more that are doing time now because it screwed their mind up so bad. I mean, look at what Al Shelby did up there to people. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I got love for Shelby, but there was always yearly training. Back when Gary Powell worked, there was.
We're looking at the black and white copies of it.
Yeah, we're looking at the copies, and they're just $1,000 and some dollars worth used on training, and that's paperwork. That's for
This is it's public records.
Public records, public information. Anybody in the world can go look at it.
And it's worth checking it out.
I don't know why people's messages are being hid or retracted. Please don't do that. It does. It takes a certain breed. And like somebody like Junior Bennett, all up in it, Junior Bennett, he's been there for 30-some years, I bet. He was at the old jail. And it takes a different breed of folks to work in a jail. I know every year we had in-house training as well as mental health and CPR first aid. I honestly think that for any jail there should be at least training. I've never given no thought until recently, but at least 4 times a year. How many times does coal miners gotta go to some kind of training
once
a year? Just once a year for coal miners?
See, I was a med underground. Mm-hmm. And you do that once yearly, foreman retraining once yearly, then you do your regular cards once a year. But,
see, the reason I said quarterly is because what Gary Powell said, You got to be a different breed of individuals to work in the jail. So people rotate in and out them doors as employees as much as people coming in and out for work
And for
or
some-
for being incarcerated. I mean,
And for some reason, right now, we're having a high turnover rate. That could lead to several things. There's a high turnover rate. And I mean, I'm not putting anybody on the spot, but you've got officers, let's say when they roll up to the jail bringing somebody in, they don't know who's in charge.
well,
I mean, there's somebody new every time they're there. The turnover rate is high. Why is it?
I don't think they're made to work it.
I mean,
They ain't like.
is it that, or is it just so much that's going on behind closed doors?
I mean, it could be, definitely. You're right, Shylock. There's definitely demonic spirits on people in jail. I agree with you on that. I work with special needs people who are protected by the ADA. If they did not have a clinical diagnosis for disability, they would be in a mental hospital or a prison somewhere. The mental health, okay. It's a jail. There will always be a high turnover. You have to be able to handle the job. Correct, Gary Powell? Correct.
The
Mental health.
like when Kurt was in there, that turnover rate was real low. It was low. Sit back and think
Well,
about that.
I don't know about that because it was the Oxycontin era. And
Yeah,
I was
that's
in and out. That's when I did all my time. But I get what you're saying. And back then, I think my opinion is the turnover rate was probably around the same. But now people's just getting thrown right back out on the street, and I think that may be the judicial system, not the jail. Releasing people left and right, then they go catch more charges before they can go back to court. Then they go catch more charges, and before you know it, they've got 4 or 5 cases on bond. I've got friends up there right now, same, and then they get drug court and they fuck it up and run off. If these people had a $5,000 bond for trafficking when they went in and had to stay a while, it could help them. I'm not saying it would, but it very well could. So the turnover rate, yeah, it's going to be high all the time.
And that's just like, your guard turnover rate. They might not actually be built to do it. But the thing is, you still got a lot of older people that works there.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of older ones quit and come back.
Like Dan Howard.
Why do they quit?
I have no clue.
That's something I've got to figure out.
How many guards has been fired and charged for doing something in the jail in the past year? Can anybody tell me that? Do you even know that question?
I don't know the number, but I know one that was bringing contraband in. Instead of being charged, he was just fired. And I would have charged him, just straight up and blank. I would have charged him.
Yeah, if they're bringing dope in, they should be.
They's bringing Suboxone strips in.
Oh yeah, Suboxone. I got hooked on Suboxone both times I went up the road there.
It started out with a vape, and then it led to that.
That's a felony. What's up, Rev? This is Glenn Hensley. He's running for jailer, and he's talking to Harlan right now about what's going on. And let's see here. What else have we got to talk about here? What else do you want to throw out there? Look, we went over the commissary. Is there anything else about the commissary you want to talk about, or the clothing or anything?
The clothing, we can go into that.
I'm just thinking of everything that we can. We kind of freestyled this because that's just the way I roll.
Which one was it?
Well, just pull up
Let's do the personal care.
anything off there that you're wanting to talk about. You've got highlighted. If you want to talk about anything on them papers, talk about it.
It's like the personal care. $2,858 spent for personal care. That number, it kind of seems low.
For personal care,
think about this now. How many people you got coming through this revolving door?
What would the personal care even be, though?
That would be your basic supplies, I would imagine. Your tampons, your
Oh,
regulars,
okay.
and your shampoos and all that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you sit and think about that. We've got the clothing here, too. I probably showed it to you just a minute ago. The clothing hasn't even been used. And that's another thing. We're not even providing clothes that's not got holes in it. I mean, mats. Mats, it's got stuffing in it. Yeah, they're going to tear it out. But I mean, the thing is, they're still a human being. They still deserve a bed of some sort, a mat or something. That mat situation, it goes deeper than I'm going to talk about. Certain people gets new mats. Certain people don't.
Well,
And all that does is create a hostile environment.
I
You
think,
get what I'm saying on that drift?
yeah, but I think that's I could see that happening as, okay, I'm gonna give you a good man. You keep his cell in check without even having it be said or something. You know what I mean? Maybe building a.
Yeah, but that also causes hostility between others.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely.
And, that's what we're trying to stop in there anyways, is hostility. So we're trying to push it to a better, like a recovery. And that's just like, there's so much that I'm running on. I'm running on the garden, the clothing, programs, the recovery programs, the commissary bringing it in-house, bringing the cooking back in-house. Because, we're paying out the hind end for it. And if our garden was producing the way it's supposed to be, we wouldn't be up almost $300,000 in food. So, that's just part of what I'm running on. I also would like to bring the dog in every so often
Wouldn't hurt.
because, there's a lot of drugs still going through there.
I probably would have to agree with that. I don't care if anybody in the system gets mad at me or not. I don't see how with that machine up there, they're getting more dope in there than when Grandpa was working. There was hardly no dope in. If there was, it was straight up the poop chute.
The machine's not even being used.
That's what I've been told.
It's not being used. It is collecting dust.
But
That's just, I'm all over the place with it. That's just like, the basic look of the facility, the doors, the paint's going on the doors, the outside doors for the people to come in and put commissary money on. The doors are scratched all the heck. It's just like the snow here. All right, we just had that snow. It wasn't even, there's a truck sitting there with a plow on it. It didn't get plowed for 2 days.
damn.
I've drove by it the last 2 days. There's just a simple neglect that's going on. And that's why I want to do what I want to this here. I want to show there's more to that jail than what's being showed. And it can turn a revenue for the county.
If you can do better than BJ, by God, it needs done. But I got a question for you that's off the wall out of nowhere. I have seen that field flood the past 7 or 8 years in February. It always floods here in February. I don't know why. And the jail has never been flooded. Is there anything that you could think of that could be done to prevent if it did actually get up in there? I don't know how they built that, how smart or lucky they've been. I got us saying it all the way up to
I'm
the
staying
jail.
close to the back doors, ain't it?
Yeah.
And that was another part of it.
Maybe some barriers around it or something to keep it.
Yes,
I
that would
don't
work
know.
to an aspect, but it's going to breach them. To my opinion, it was kind of built on the wrong side of the lot, so to speak. In my opinion, if you'll notice, there's a higher amount of dirt over closer to the park, and then it tapers down. The facility should have been built on that higher ground. But see, years ago, that property dates back years ago. They used to dump, sewer in there. Everybody knows that. There's more to that property than is out there, but that facility should have been put over on that higher ground. But yeah, you could put them berms up, but I think it would you still get quite a bit of water in there. But luckily, yeah, the jail hasn't flooded, which we do pay flood insurance. It's on this black and white copy.
So what happens if out of nowhere we get what Letcher County got in 2022 and it got to the point of, oh shit, this time it's going to get in the jail? What happens from there? I would love to ask BJ every question I'm asking you, but what would you do?
That's when we would probably have to relocate them to other facilities. I mean, that's all we could do. We have nowhere else to hold them.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing else here in Harlan County that could hold them.
Yeah.
And that's the only answer that you could do is relocate.
How quick would you make that decision because of, or how late, because you'd have to warn other jails. Now this is just something freestyling off my brain. When Letcher County in 2008, their water shut down, and they sent half their inmates to us, and they got stacked in A and B and everywhere, and they sent the other half to Pike County.
Yep.
I don't know how quick they got that done, but in an emergency, that'd be a hell of a thing to have to deal with, wouldn't it?
It'd be a hard one. It would, because you'd have to be right on the horn getting everything you could get done. And then you're going to have to arrange transports for every single one of them because you've not got enough vehicles to transport every single one of them. It's just like, the current work release vans. That's the same vans that I remember
when I was
way
on
back,
work release.
Yeah. But we got newer vans that's nice and black. And, if you'll notice, this is another thing I noticed during your work release. You got your van and your guard driving behind your workers. I want 2 guards on that work release. I want one in that van, and I want one walking with them. That would cut down on the escape parts too. Because, we could get here and start pointing fingers. I'm not wanting to run a campaign like that. I state the simple facts that's in black and white. I don't want a negative campaign.
Right.
I do not know BJ on a personal matter. I do not. He could be the best fella in the world. But what I'm seeing on black and white, it needs improvement. But now back to this work release, man. You seen them girls, you made a TikTok of it. They was picking up garbage. All right, here comes the van with one side of the strobe light working, the other side not working. Back strobe light's nowhere on the van.
I didn't even notice that.
Public safety. Half of a strobe light working, there's nothing gathering that motorist's attention. You gotta be flashy. You gotta catch their eye. And, it's just safety for the General Motors and the work release. So that tells you if that's going on, that means our vehicle maintenance corners are being cut. There's corners being cut, money being cut.
Well, let me think here. I'll get to your comments in a second. To my understanding, it was Mike. He's dead now. This is when I was an inmate and then worked at the road department a year later. It used to just be if there's something wrong, they could run them down there and whoever's the mechanic could fix them. So when that happens, do the county work? Do they just charge the?
It would go to the physical court. It would be right here, right on our side that we were looking at. And there's some money on here for that, and it'd take me a minute to find it. This first one, it ain't.
Take your time. I'm gonna read some comments. Gary Powell talking about how the worker release in the van. He said, how are you going to have 2 guards if you can't keep enough to run the jail?
That's the thing. We're going to change that. We are going to have the guards to run that jail.
So you're how many would you have on day shift and night shift?
Well, we're going to have to figure out the number. How can we maximize the work crews? Okay, right now it's usually one big blob. Can we split them up and still be profitable that way? And if so, that is going to tie up a lot of cars. That's going to tie up 8 guards if you've got 4 vans. Now that's kind of reaching. But the night shift is my main focus on the guards for that part of it. But now this escape stuff, we're running 2 work crews in Harlan, females and males. We can put 2 guards in them vans, one walking and one in there. You know, we can do that. We've got enough people up there right now that you go by that jail in the daytime, there's plenty of cars there, workers.
I remember that, Ted. Okay, Gary Powell, let's see.
You got to think, all these people, there's multiple guards that loved working there, that's reaching out to me. Where do you think I get all this information from? This is from former guards that would love to be able to come back and do their job. It ain't just one guard. It ain't just 5 guards. I've got multiple guards that would love to come back and do their job. They loved it. So, you know, that he used to be a guard.
Yeah.
But he left and went to the bus garage. So, you know, if the jail was such a good place, why did he go there? You know, that's not for me. That's for him. It's better, you know, might be a mental health thing or anything. But there was something that made him want to leave. He could have been tired of it. But that's what I'm saying. I've got other people that wants to come back and work, but they can't.
Most inmates do stay up all night. More money, but I would work there again. And I got another.
That money thing is the thing. The pay, the last I know it was pretty low.
They need to make more money,
And
obviously.
that's when it comes into these black and white figures. If we can cut costs on certain things, we can put that money back over into the actual payroll of the guards.
COs get treated like shit.
And they're underpaid.
And they're underpaid, definitely.
They're plainly underpaid.
Gary Powell was always one of the top-notch guards. Now, there's not one bad word from jail or on the streets I could ever say about Gary Powell personally. He treated everyone fair. But now, there was some of them guards that was up there that wouldn't. If you asked me if they should come back, I'd say hell no on a lot of them. But then again, there's a lot of them I could speak highly of, like Gary Powell. He says, how are you going to make people work a job that they ain't made for? Just hiring anyone will cause more issues.
I don't want to hire just anyone. That's the problem. And that's be another thing, drug test is implemented on them. Because right now, drug test is not being implemented on current guards. Some are, some ain't. I mean, it's...
Well, we know that all jails should have random drug tests on guards.
Every job you have is supposed to have random drug tests.
Except Crack 40 TV. I'm joking. What is the start? It's low up here. Gary Powell might could tell you. I don't know exactly what they start them out at up here, but it's not a real high dollar.
It's low.
And think about this. I don't mean to interrupt you, but if you're working that job, you're getting paid to go do jail time. These guards need a high raise, and then they wouldn't have to hustle bringing some boxing strips in and getting paid off the streets. Think about that. If they made more, they might not do illegal shit to make more money.
I know one guard.
That's a good point right there.
One guard was topped out at $12.35 an hour. You can go to McDonald's, start out what, 14?
I think. Well,
it's either 13 or 14 at McDonald's, and it's less. It's less work than the jail.
Yeah, Tent City, I remember that. I loved that job, but when you have a family to feed, I understand.
Exactly.
I understand, Gary Powell. Most inmates stay up all night. Yep, I was just seeing the issues when they have got you flight nurse talking about the disaster. I was just seeing if there was any more comments because we really didn't know where we was going with this, Glenn, and some of these comments are helping more than anything to make this a very good interview. And BJ, whenever you're ready, you got me on Messenger, OJ, get up with me, and you can have you got your fire shot to come interview too.
I'm not a bad person. I am open to suggestions. It's just if we can physically get them done. That's the main thing, is trying to get them done. And I mean, I can't sit here and promise you I'm going to change the world,
Right.
but I can try. You know, I'm human.
And a lot of changes ain't going to take effect immediately,
and
but
they
a lot
won't.
can.
Yeah, exactly.
Gary Powell did a 5-year bid working there and would recommend the job to anyone that can handle it and not let it destroy them personally. Yeah. Just like trolls with me on the internet, except they can physically get you. Yeah. You're right, Gary Powell. So,
I mean, there's so much that I'm running on. You know, it ain't just that garden. It ain't just that greenhouse. It's, you know, about wanting to make a better Harlan County. And it can, you know, a lot of people overlooks the jailer race. They really do.
yeah.
The jailer race is least of everybody's concern. It really is. But
Or
you know,
beating Fred Busrow. Never going to happen.
you know, Harlan is really, you can agree with me. I mean, you can oppose. That's what I like about you.
Mm-hmm.
You're straightforward.
I try my
You're-
best to
You're
be.
the same as I am. I'm straightforward, and if I'm wrong, you know, I'll apologize.
Me
But
too.
Harlan is stuck in this buddy system, and it's career politicians,
Well, we need youth.
and we do need youth. We need new ideals brought into the table, and that's what I want to do. You know, the jailer does make a lot of the decisions, but there's a lot of those decisions comes from physical court.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, you got to be there to voice those opinions and try to push. That's just like there's grants we can get. There's multiple grants we can get. We can get these vocational grants. I mean, I've done so much research on what other facilities offer in the state of Kentucky. You know, Harlan, we have so much potential here. Even like, okay, use this for instance. There's a place in West Virginia. I can't think of the name of it right now. I mean, it's a little bitty town. There ain't an interstate around it. It's almost 180 miles from the interstate. Guess what? Toyota parts are made in that little bitty town in West Virginia. Buffalo, West Virginia. You can look it up. I mean, it's within 150 miles of very big interstate. The only thing it's got for it is 33, the Highway 33. And it goes from Ohio all the way out there. Okay, they claimed a few years back Harlan couldn't get no kind of productions in here for jobs because we was too far from the interstate. We're what, 75 miles away from the interstate? We're closer than that little place.
About an hour.
Okay, where I'm going with that is I love this town. I love where I live. I love where I come from. You know, I love everything about it. And you've got that little old place there is making so much money off of Toyota. What do we have here? We have the coal mines. Okay, that's nothing to do with me. It is running for jailer. So when I'm talking about vocational for the inmates, it's carpentry, welding. That's all we've got here. That's what we could offer. And we can do that.
Or
There's
HVAC or
HVAC, yeah. But I mean, there's not a whole lot of other stuff. But back to what I was saying, you know, Harlan is off to itself. That's why I like it. But, you know, Harlan could actually be built up and we can start in the jail system. That's why this election right here is so crucial. In my opinion, this isn't a crucial election. Because if we can get young minds in there, we can get Harlan moving into the right direction, just like that little town in West Virginia, Buffalo, West Virginia. We could make the Harlan booming again. You know, when that T.L. Bain went out, that was the last factory, you know, the only factory we had.
yeah, I guess. Well, I ain't they one way up at the end of Cumberland.
Well, we got the little sewing factories, but you know, the
Back then.
and the pay was about like what it is at the jail.
Yeah, it was
You know,
low. I worked there for about 4 days and quit.
But you know, we bring in the youth into this. We don't. You don't want career politicians. The career politicians, look where we are now. I mean, this is what the career politicians has got us.
Could be a lot better.
We can improve that. And the younger generation can help.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying that everybody's a ground beater, but there's a lot of young individuals that's extremely smart in this area.
Yeah, there is.
And they can bring a lot of sources into this area.
And they're more open to using the internet and social media
Exactly.
and things like, I'm not just saying that because of me by any means, but social media, the internet in general can be used for so much. And I mean, there's just other things that we can do around here and take risks. And
Yes.
the youth is who we need.
But the thing is, we can start with the youth coming in and build that facility up, the jail. We could be offering them programs. We can get them off of the drugs. They can get them actually, trained in a small small trade, and they could actually go to work and provide for themselves. Right now, what's there to do? There's nothing to do. I mean, there's nothing. We don't even have a theater.
No, we
So
don't in Cumberland.
What do we got for the kids to do to get hooked on drugs?
Yeah,
Okay,
100%.
we start them getting them hooked on drugs. Guess where they're coming to? They're coming to the
D
jail.
block. Yep.
So I mean, but we can get these young people in here and get these plans in motion. In time, they may get to where hopefully I'll be. I can get them rehabilitated and get them back out.
Yeah.
Harlan County has been on the repetitive. It's been like playing a record, a CD player, push it, play, and repeat, over and over and over. It's time for us to break that cycle. It's time for us to outreach. Instead of being a follower, Harlan County could be a leader. And I mean, that's where the youth is going to come into play with this.
That's exactly what I told. Basically, that's exactly what I told the magistrate yesterday, flight nurse. We do need still some OGs,
Yes.
but we've got to have youth in office to learn from the good OGs.
Exactly.
I mean, we don't need all youth, but we need a ton of youth. We do. Actually, we do, but we've still got to learn from some of these older fellers that are wise, that are godfathers and stuff like that around here in a good way.
It's just like, say your brother, he works as a strip mine.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't start out, knowing what he knows now. He had an OG teaching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I started out in the mines, I had OG teach me. You think about that. I mean, and that's what we've got, but the thing is, we're stuck with the same ones. Our OGs, our continued OG, continue.
Yeah, you got to pass it down.
It's hard. You got to break that cycle. And, that's where I'm at on it, and the things that I could change, and that's bringing in a young's perspective. Because I'm not old, but I'm not young.
Prime of your life, in my opinion.
And I'm not.
I'm past mine.
I mean, if
But not
somebody else
really.
has something they would love to change with the jail system, I would sit and listen to it. And if I think it's a good thing, I would pursue it. But that's just like, me and you talked about that, I've done forgot about it, subcape. I dug into it and found out it can be offered. Because we have the same health provider as Laurel and Whitley County. What will it do to our insurance premiums? What will it do? We'll have to sit down and see what it'll raise our rates and stuff up to. But what I can do to offset that cost by cutting some of these costs is it worth it? Yes, it is.
That shot will reduce re-entry. That shot will I will guarantee you that anybody that comes out on subblockade, 9 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10, will not re-enter while they're on that shot. They will not. It is a miracle. And if Brixana and Vivitrol are doing what they're doing for people too, I support them just as much as I support what saved my life, subblockade. Well, that happens a lot here. Rev, Politicians are hard to get a hold of, depending on who you are. I do, maybe. Then again, anybody I've reached out to except one, and that's Dan, I can get a hold of them at any moment. Whether it be James Hire, any district magistrate, I can have them right now. I can boom right now. That quick I can. I don't know about everybody else, but I think they treat everybody equally. But if they're not in, some of them, I can say some of them will not fuck with them. Well, they just won't call you back.
I'll call you back or message you back.
Facebook Messenger is a blessing for politicians or an aggravation. Cops too, I'm sure. Because that's another, you ain't got to hit a secretary to get Facebook Messenger. You can go right to the source itself. So, question off topic, and you can say I don't want to speak on it or not. Who do you think is the front runner in District 2, since that's where you're from? Or if you don't want to speak on it, just say I plead the fifth and we'll move on. I just like to hit people with random questions out of nowhere that's not uncomfortable or nothing, but just something random. Just to keep it going.
In my opinion, you've got two that's real up front, and there's going to be one that surprises a lot of people. There'll be a third one right there that's going to surprise you, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Far as, me, saying, hey, I think he's going to win. No, I don't.
You don't want to say that? That's plumb fine.
But you do have some really good people that's running in District 2. And so is District 1,
Mm-hmm.
District 3. They all have good people. But I think there's going to be 3 that shines the most in District 2. And it's going to be interesting. It really will be. See, it's just like, me and BJ. Come May, it's either me or him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's cut and done. Same way with District 2. It's going to be cut and done.
Yeah, they ain't going to be no need for November.
Everybody's the Republican. And, I remember when I was registered Republican, a few of them here in Harlan hurry up and switch over from Democrat to Republican, and my opponent was one of them. Same as courthouse, Dan.
It's facts. It's facts.
I've been a Republican since I turned 18. And, but, Democrat and Republican, it don't really mean nothing to me.
Me neither.
What it means to me,
I don't know.
Here's how I
I'm
look at
confused about it.
You've got good people
Mm-hmm.
in both parties. People just bases themselves to one party to another. I run like my morals, and that's
Me too.
That's what I registered as was my morals, because it used to be the other way around. It used to be the Democrats as the way the Republicans is now, but it's done a total 360.
Okay, so we got a bunch of questions flooding in here. Let me get to this. Genevieve, Brad, have y'all compared other counties' budgets? Yes, we have, in a way. He has. Our county has a very well-balanced budget for both jail and sheriff's department. I have a copy of ours. If interested, I'm running for officer. Yeah, I want a copy.
Yeah.
You already know it.
Yeah, I can see it myself.
And where are you? Your District 2 in your county. Oh, okay. What county are you in? You can come on the platform anytime. Then shine light. Politicians block a lot of money. Block a lot of the money that is directing to the jails for reentry, and they use it for their pet projects.
What we see on this black and white, it's yeah.
Yeah.
Just some of this stuff we're seeing right here. It's just.
I don't care. I'll say this. I'm in a position to where I gotta stay pretty damn neutral in a lot of things, and I'm trying not to cuss. I apologize, but The rec center.
Yeah.
You know how many people's graves are turning over there right now? Do you know how many OGs around here that's graves are turning? Do you know how many politicians are trying to kick? Dale Zano's trying to claw out of the grave, by God. She's so mad over it. I can already tell you. Anyway, I was curious about any things the jail is already doing or has thought about doing beyond just housing inmates. Things like short life skills,
We've talked about that.
peer mentoring inside, or outreach with youth. We have a place for the youth out here. I actually helped build it on work release. Got out of prison, went back and completed it with the road department. And we've got a great place out there. I'm independent because of the clubhouse rules for a Republican Party here. Kentucky State Commission provides grants for jail smokers. Okay, yep. We've done been over that. Jail can play a role in the breaking the cycles of basic, yeah, like we should do that. We did that before when I was in special ed. I didn't go on the trip, but I was in special ed in high school, right? They took Brandon Johnson and them, the other class, they got to go through the jail when the jail was over here. This was in the 90s, I think 97 or 98.
If you remember, they used to do Bell County Forestry Center used to do that too.
Really?
Yeah, if that Bell County camp there, they used to do the same thing.
I didn't know
They used
that.
to have a program called Scared Straight.
Really?
They'd come around to the elementary schools. Yep.
I didn't know they did scourge strikes type stuff
They sure
here.
did. Bell County
Wow.
did. That was years ago. I don't know how long that program lasted, but now, there's. I've also thought about programs for like that at our jail.
Yeah,
I seriously have thought about that, and
there's something there could be done, definitely.
the best thing in this world, let's see, get you a scanner, and it's amazing some of the stuff you hear.
I need a good one. I can't find a good one.
You wouldn't believe how many parents calls the cops on their kids for misbehaving, and then they'll ship them out to Challenge Academy. I think you could actually kind of instate a Scared Straight program in our jail system, but there'd be a lot of red tape on it.
Yeah, that'd have to be.
They would have to be a lot on it, and it would. These things could go wrong quickly. But now that Bell County camp, if you remember the one I'm talking about,
I know where you're talking about.
them guys was being close, getting out, and them big bits they was pulling too.
Yeah.
So they would come around to the school and they'd act all big and tough and start talking to us. And before you left there, you scared shitless.
So they did it when you was in school.
Yeah, they done it.
Okay.
I went to Black Mountain Elementary in 4th, 5th grade.
I bet that's Robert Hansel, probably. Rest in peace.
That's who.
He
they come
probably
up
the
there.
one did that.
I
would
remember
say.
that to this day.
Wow. See, I never seen that. I was a dragon. We didn't get that.
I went to Dragon too.
You're from Harlan, but you've been in Knoxville. I ran an IOP program for 10 years. Wow. I also help several youth programs here. If you want to come on my podcast to talk addiction or come on a live with me, bro, come on. We can talk it. I don't know which Chris you are, but I'm sure we know each other. If you know. Hell, I've been addicted. I've been in it since May of 2000. Really, a little bit before that, but I've been off the porch on the drugs. I'm in a remarkable spot now, though, and I have been due to Crack 40 TV. God, my son, now my beautiful woman in here. But anyway, back to what we was talking about. Yeah, Chris, we need to holler at each other. What else is the main point you want to touch on? You got anything else in here you want to touch on?
There's so much that I could. We would be here a while.
It don't matter.
There's, just certain things that there's a list of things I've got that I want to change, and I've put them on Facebook. There's multiple, and I'm more about the facts and black and white copies. It's justifying everything I'm running for.
Big
And it
facts.
supports every bit of it.
Big facts.
And I want people to get to know me and see, what I stand for. I'm not a politician. I don't claim to be, and I don't want to be. I mean, seriously, I do not want to be. I like being blue collar. I like where I'm from. I like, when I go deliver these campers, they'll talk to me. They'll be like, "Where are you from?" I say, "Kentucky." They say, "Let me guess, Eastern." I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And you wouldn't imagine how far the outreach of the families are. There's people from Harlan in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
But now, it's just like that rec center you're talking about. They've got them all over. Do I support it? I do and I don't.
Me too. There's
It's
ways it could be done
A
better.
lot more county money that's going to go into it.
Cheaper.
And we don't have a lot of money in the first place.
You
But,
can-
the things that I want to change, it's not major money moves. It's actually saving money and making a profit. And, it's just, some of this stuff, it's just ridiculous. I mean, that we could cut our food costs down by a whole lot. It don't take much to grow a garden.
No.
I mean, it don't. I mean, that's just my opinion and their opinion, what they're supposed to be doing, what they're doing. We're going off of black and whites. But, my key thing is rehabilitation. I want my kids to be able to live here. And eventually we get the right people in office. We get this county moving in the right directions. We're going to have something here other than mines. The mines has been good for me. It's been good to my family. We've, worked in the mines. But I'm 36 years old and, I smoke like a freight train, but I also got black lung.
Right.
So I don't want my kids to go through that.
And don't start smoking, kids.
No.
Please.
It's horrible.
You don't want this habit.
And it's hard to quit. It is.
Ted, Rev, what's your question? And Ted, I'm sorry I missed it. I never miss yours. He said when YouTube is used for these kind of topics, it is very beneficial for society. This is a really great topic. Yeah, definitely. That's the power of social media that a lot
It
of
is.
older politicians do not just here, they don't understand it. And I'm not knocking them when some of them I'm not knocking on that. They just don't understand it. And they're set in their own ways.
And it's easier for us to come in your household this way too. Because, I work, like I say, I still have a family and a wife to provide for at the end of the day. I still got to make sure my bills are paid, but I also, still got to try to run my race to say I did do my best. So it's kind of hard because I work away from Harlan, but yet I'm still trying.
Okay, suggestions. Ask for your agenda packets for budget committee meetings and city and county commissioner meetings. That's both the Open Meeting Act and Sunshine Law. We don't got commissioners, I don't believe, do we?
It's further up the chain than me.
Yeah, I think commissioners are like magistrates where you're at probably. Jail profits. Going to cut meals $3 a day. Well, that'd be nice. Jail profits is no good. The courts will keep people incarcerated longer. Yeah. The court system, you're exactly right. They let people out. And then when I was doing time by God Russell, I read would give you a $5,000 bond. There wouldn't be no bail credit, no get out and released on your own recognizances on indictments, and possession of methamphetamine or Oxycontin or whatever. You would not get out on bail credit. You would have a court date, and if you didn't pay $5,000 or whatever your bond was, you was stuck. When COVID hit, things started changing on that. And I'll speak on that myself.
That's when a lot of our programs stopped too.
When COVID hit, people did not, all the $5,000 to $1,000, $1,500 bonds for possession of methamphetamine, heroin, fentanyl, it all just got to where they had to kick people out for COVID. Okay, I get that. But when COVID's over, hell, if you go back to keeping people in jail for a while, I'm gonna quote Bill Brown. Rick Taylor and Ed Taylor knows this. Bill Brown used to be on the bus when I was doing time saying, these boys getting 120 days of no jail time or 120 days in drug court, they need to go to prison and see what it's like. People don't stay in jail long enough and they don't ever go to real prison. If you go to real prison, it'll shake you up in memory of Bill Brown. Gary Powell's heard him say that probably, and probably heard him say, if wrestling, you wouldn't say wrestling was fake if the Undertaker was standing here, by God. Rest in peace, Big Bill. But yeah, what do you think about that? That's a little above your head with what pretrial does.
Yeah.
But
that is something, that they're out. 90% of the time they're back on the street where the cop makes it to Harlan.
And it ain't fair to the people that's in addiction.
No.
Because they get out and they go right back to the meth, they go right back to the heroin, the
There's nothing there
fentanyl.
to break that cycle.
And yeah, they don't got no time to get even dope sick or they're right back out, or they get in the prime of their dope sick where you ultimately need a fix and then you get out and you go get your fix. And if you're in a wheelchair, you probably won't die because you need it. But still, the chance of dying, well, it ain't really there if you're in a wheelchair. Coming from me, I'm an addict. But
ones we would be able to help is the ones that's doing a bit.
yes.
That's the ones we can help.
And I hate to say that and make people that's my friends on the other side of the line, because I am still the other side of the line, but on this side of the line too. Not no rat, never will be. But people needs to, if you get a possession of methamphetamine, I don't care if it puts the jail over rate. They need to not be getting these cheap bail credit and be out in 10 days. Bail credit and be out on $100 a day or whatever, and then out in 10 days. But now that ain't BJ's fault.
No.
That ain't his fault. If he wins, that's above them. But that needs to change.
That's all we can do is change what's in front of us.
No, our magistrates actually don't take care of bonds and stuff like that here. That's what pretrial does. Our magistrates do more of whatever's going on in the county. They got people to take care of it, or they take care of it. And that's what they do. So, any more questions? Magistrates used to. Well, after May 19th, I'll tell you what, I was going to keep this neutral all the way through, but after May 19th, I know District 1's going to change. Austin Miller will win that race, and Austin Miller will make a difference in District 1, and that is on Larry Hoover. That is a fact. And everybody else, I can't, like BJ's my friend. I tell everybody, come and convince me. I can't tell nobody who I'm going to vote for but Austin and Jeff Marietta for mayor of the city of Harlan. I can tell you that right now. That's where I stand with them two. With everybody else, Colby Goss needs to come and talk to me and convince me. Mitch Alford will come and talk to me here shortly, as soon as we both got time. Russell Huff, I need to get up with him, and Chris Couch. And he'll be on here very shortly. I have every one of the county judge executives on here. If Colby comes, he said it's still, he's making his mind up. And I aim to get every District 1 magistrate. I have got 2, all of them, starting with Mark and Derrick and Carl Canterbury. If I can get him, I done got BJ. And I want to get District 3, John Fields, Dale Holcomb, and the other man. District 4, there ain't no point. District 5, I've got Brian Hill lined up. I don't know about James Howard. I don't know if the OG of the south side of the county. I don't know if I don't know if James will come on or not due to he just don't do social media. But this man right here, we're gonna go into an intro. If anybody ain't got any more questions, or if anybody ain't got any more comments or concerns, or he ain't got anything else he wants to go over, if you've got anything else, we got packs of cigarettes and coffee. We can talk all night. I ain't ready to end it. I'm just thinking this man, we've went over anything as much as I can possibly think of to go over. Gary Paul, you got anything? Anybody else in the bushes that ain't want you got any good comments, let us know. Shout out Danny Haley. Go Harlan. Yeah, this is being brought to you by Jeff Marietta and Austin Miller and all District 1 magistrate candidates. Please get with me. If you can come up here and then you can convince me to vote for you, by God, I'll vote for you. Paul Caldwell, I would love to interview Paul Caldwell. But I don't think Paul Caldwell's going to come on because I told him straight up I was aligned with Austin Miller. And I love Paul, and I ain't disrespect. I would never disrespect Paul Caldwell. He's been good to me my whole life. What else you got to say? I got off track yakking. I was giving you a minute to go over your stuff, actually.
Well, that's it's about all I've got to say. What I'm running for. You know what I mean? And I mean, there's several things when the clothing. There's a lot of it wore out. Yeah, we can improve it. The mattress situation, we didn't talk about that. Improve that. The work release, take a better look at it. Just like Rock Drive, I know it ain't been cut for 2 years. And that one, for some reason, it's always been cut. The cemeteries, it's just the basic upkeep of the building. It's about just moving us forward. And rehabilitation is a big thing. And it really is.
Yeah. What's that word, right? Realism. Ask him about the realism. Am I saying that right?
I'm trying to say it.
Elaborate on what you mean, Reverend Kelly.
I can't even see it.
He says, ask him about the... Oh, I can't see it. I'm dyslexic. Rest design? Re-citizen?
That's pretty much about re-entering society.
Yeah. Oh, repeat offenders.
Oh.
Well, repeat offenders.
What's he after?
All right. What do you do about re-offenders? Well,
the thing is, that recovery part, we've got to do that and try that. Probably 90% of them right now, they are repeat offenders.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to read it, and I can't read it from here.
He says jail isn't scared, or of the, let's see, they're talking about re-offenders. What do you do with repeat offenders? Well, they go to prison, big time prison.
Eventually they're going to get to the point they're going to prison. They're not going to be at the jail.
I'm not trying to answer his questions, but DOC hits them and calls them, then they go to the fish tank, aka LaGrange, the Rotary Farm. I had another question and I forgot what it was. It was a daggone good one too. Oh, back to what you were saying about the vocational rehabilitation. Like, how would you do that? Would you make a place up there, or would you work with Southeast and send them out there and have them separated, or would?
That's something that I do want to offer. I really do. But I got to dig into it and find through all this red tape junk.
Well, you dig.
And I do dig. I will find a solution to it. I would imagine, I can't say this, but I'm just going on a limb saying, the coal miner, he's got the dislocated coal miner funds through the CAA and the college.
Yeah.
I would say there's going to be some kind of funds that we could get for this vocational thing. So it's not going to come from our jail money.
Well, yeah, grants.
There's going to be grants and other grants, not just that, because we'll be able to dig into that a little deeper. But I've got to do the digging on it.
People would probably donate for that too,
they probably would. Because who's it going to benefit? Right now, the coal companies. I think I seen the other day the company in Cumberland, they're hiring like crazy. They can't get people. I mean, so they're not going to hose your pass on you. They're needing you now. So I mean, if you can do the job, let's give them something to teach and learn them and get them into them jobs. And eventually, they will be something brought into this county, and we'll be able to work that program to get them ready to go into that job. I mean, but it's a big plan moving forward, and there's a lot of big plans on the table on all sides of the board. But you gotta just dig, and you gotta get this information. And I'm not above work asking questions. I mean,
That's the
if
only
you
way to
don't
get
ask,
answers.
you don't learn.
That's it.
And if you're not got the willpower to sit and dig through this stuff, it's just like right now, okay? Yeah, I work my own schedule. I go out, I make enough money to provide for my family. But when I come home, I like to spend time with my kids. But I also do my research on this. So who pays for that in the long run? My kids, they're not getting my time because I'm digging for this. That's how passionate I am to it. If I win it, the kids, they'll see. Well, as they grow, they'll see how it paid off.
Right.
They would learn. And I teach them to reach for the stars, but don't believe fairy tale TV.
That's facts right there.
I
man.
mean,
That's
life
facts.
is not easy. Life is hard. You've got to make sacrifices. And there's a lot of these guys that's sitting in that jail. They've already made sacrifices by a drug, an addiction, something, put them in there.
Yeah.
And so they'll make other sacrifices too. And that's just like these phone calls. Right now they get one 5-minute phone call a week. I'd like to get that up to 10 minutes because
Well, they give them a free phone call a week.
no, they pay for it.
The jail does.
Yeah, well, the inmates pay for it. I read the money off to you just a minute ago, what they made off of that. Well, it's been a while back. Let me find it again, but I can find it, what they made on it. It's a large portion. It's like $90-some thousand. But the thing is, we could push that phone call from 5 minutes to 10 minutes a week. That one phone call, they're paying for it. The inmate's family's paying for it. The commissary money pays for the tablet.
Yeah. That's all they get's one phone call a week. You're not allowed to buy more time.
What I can understand, it's one phone call a week, 5 minutes.
No, you can buy more than that.
Well, I've been told two different sides of it. I don't know the full aspects of that. I can't see that over there. But I've not been behind bars, so I really don't know.
No, you can buy more commissary. You can get more time.
What I want to do is them 5-minute phone calls. I'd like to get them as 10 minutes.
Yeah, they should get 10 minutes a week free time because there's so many people ain't got no money. And if they did have that 10-minute phone call for free a week,
well, no,
that ain't gonna
not
hurt
necessarily
nothing.
free. You could cut those down, the money on it, because it'd take me a minute to dig this back up where it was, and it's way up there. And but anyways, if we could cut that up to 10 minutes, what I'm looking at is if I'm in jail, I'm a very family man. The kids has more, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but the kids has more of an impact on me than anything. Them kids is what makes me want to do better.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's that way.
Yeah.
Everybody. But the thing is, if you're sitting stoned out of your mind and your kid's calling you, yeah, you're still talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
But you're on another level. But if you were sitting in jail straight, it's gonna hit here harder.
Yeah.
And it's gonna bother this more.
Oh, it does. It does.
And I mean, it's just small things like that there. See, like I say, I've never been in jail. I've not been in there. I don't know phone calls home.
The hardest thing in jail for me to do besides being notified of a death, the hardest thing for me to do in a jail was pick that phone up every day and call my son and talk to him, and him and miss his whole first grade year, half of kindergarten. I mean, some of preschool, I missed all that. And the last time I was doing a bit in that jail, Gary Powell escorted me to the van, and I was joking with him. I said, I'll never forget it. I said, I'll see you when I fuck parole up, walking out of the pre-trial room. And I've been back one time for terroristic threatening for 3 or 4 days over a pedo that tried to run game on my kid, and that was it. But
$92,000 some dollars
92.
made off phones.
They made that much off phones? Hell, I think they'd made more than that. You'd think that they'd make more than that, but
But you gotta think, these are just quarter by quarter.
oh yeah.
So this is fourth quarter right here. That was the fourth quarter of this past year, of 2025.
They're making $250,000 a year, ain't they?
So, I mean, and the way they've got it spaced out, you know, you gotta dig down into it. It's hard to find everything. But I mean, that's what's gonna help. It's just like, yeah, if that x-ray machine's sitting there, let's have in-house visits. I mean, if we're not gonna use the thing, sell it. Use it for something else.
Why did they take the
It was all
visiting out up there?
all for COVID.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's when your program was about to stop, was during COVID.
Oh, okay. I thought.
But we've had how many years since COVID now? Yeah, COVID's like the common flu now.
It's been 6 years. It was right now 6 years ago.
We're still stuck back in then.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you know, you got the phone call I'm running on. I mean, it's basic necessities, clothes, it's personal care here. You know, worn out uniforms actually can make the morale of the inmates go down too. If we don't care enough about giving them a better clothes, what's that say as what we believe in their rehabilitation? We don't believe in their rehabilitation if we don't, you know. You see what I'm going with that?
I do. And
I mean,
I've seen some bad mats in there back
there's a
today,
lot of
and
bad mats.
I have seen some bad mats, but
You know, the garden, the greenhouse, you know, just the overall, transport vehicles, you know, the guard turnover rate, the 4 or 5 guards on night shift. There's several things I'm running on that key point. And I mean, I'm actually passionate about it because I want to make a difference.
yeah, you are.
And Paul, you know, when he was on there, you know, he was real passionate about, you know,
Yeah,
running for judge executive.
I was passionate.
And, you know, that's what we need, people that is passionate and seeking these positions. If they're passionate, they're going to put their whole heart in it. I'm not saying I support Paul. I'm not who I don't.
Right.
You know, I don't really say who I support, but I support me.
Paul's a good interview, I'll tell you.
I'd say it was a fun interview, other than me. Mine's cut and dry.
Yeah, Paul. No, you're great. This is an awesome interview. I love this. I hope this shows other people running. Get on up here.
I love to interact with
I'm
people.
ready. Come on, bring it. Let's get it in. Let's get the community what they need. They need to hear from these people with somebody that'll shoot straight with them.
It's
And I'll shoot straight with BJ or Brewer or you know, whoever. It don't matter to me.
Somebody said a comment earlier. I did see it. I think I told you, but I don't know if I've actually talked about it. But there's still a lot of drugs in the facility today. You know, they are. I mean, it's obvious. I would like to get together with the sheriff's department and use their canine at least twice a month. Random shakedowns with it. I mean, let them come in and do the shakedown. You know, and there's a lot of help that's going to be offered to get off this stuff. And if they don't get off of it, it's just going to be them, you know.
Yeah, jails, deaths, and rehabs.
And there's not a lot of people.
See it?
You know, there's a lot of people that still cares.
Chris Brewer is running again and unopposed. There's just no. It's just unopposed. He ain't gonna get beat.
He's a good guy.
But the one thing I say to Chris, why are we not getting the Marvin J. Lipford type roundups? That's the only question I have for Chris Brewer. Our sheriff, Chris Brewer. As we call him on Crack 40 TV, a walking towel, by God. That's all I got for Chris, though. Chris is unopposed, by God.
And, that's another program that I think I could get done because, he runs off the physical court just the same as the jail, so it's all going to come down to that.
I don't see what in the hell. I don't see where it would even hurt the physical court. For sure, Chris, with the cops on duties with dogs
I'd
to
say he
go up
wouldn't care
there.
one bit.
I don't think Chris would oppose that a bit. What's the efforts? What efforts are your post office? I don't know what the post office contributing to the problems are. Because
They're not. There's not mail coming in. It's digital. You can go to our outdated jail website with all our outdated information from 2021, 22, and 17 and 16, and read where they went to digital copies, email.
Oh.
It's on the jail website. I think you can still send like a postcard in or something like that. I can't remember how it reads, but it's on our outdated jail website. All the pictures on our outdated jail website are old pictures. That's something that I think we need to improve on. We need to have current pictures on there. What we're currently doing in the communities.
You should update them all the time.
They should be updated just like their Facebook is every day, Everybody updates their Facebook every day. Why can't we update our website to let our community know what we're actually doing at the jail? And what programs are actually in use, which they're on our outdated jail website, but it don't say, hey, we stopped during COVID. That's another one. I want the website. I want to keep it updated and informed. How many pounds of potatoes did come out of that garden last year that was supposedly grown? The year before. Yep. What was the revenue from those potatoes since I'm not finding them anywhere in black and white copies?
Yeah.
Okay. All I can see is what we're paying for commissary from the same company that we sell the potatoes to, Kelwell. I don't see no money coming in from Kelwell.
There's a lot of stuff in this paperwork he's got here, guys. These records are just interesting, period. Especially for me to look at. Them are very interesting right there. There is a lot of stuff on there, not just jail related.
No, it's countywide.
Countywide. And there's a lot of interesting stuff in there. But kickbacks. I don't know.
What? I didn't see it.
Shylock said kickbacks. I'll always straddle the tracks, Rev, because I never rat on nobody. There should be a contract and a resolution recorded. I could go get them. I can go down there and see Ashley and get them. But, the old jail in the courthouse is plumb full of old records. I go in there and look at them all the time. Don't tell nobody. It's public. It's a public facility, though. It's public government property. I'm allowed to go in there.
Yep.
It's my amendment. Constitutional right, by God. So, any more questions for this man? We've almost hit the 2-hour mark. I could go 5 more with him with the records he's got. Or if you got anything else, sir, any more questions, we can go forever.
I just, that's why I wanted to come interview you. When you reached out to me, you're just like me. You're actually passionate, and you've come through this system and you wanted a change. So where I'm coming from on the passionate part of it.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the leaders we got right now, they're not passionate about their job. They're not. Honestly. But a lot of these upcomers are, whether they stay that way once they get office, I truly hope they do. Because we need to move this county forward.
I'll stay on their ass, man.
And
They will.
that's what I
But
like about you.
they, speaking, I was about to say the name, and there's Sean Miller. Speaking of someone like that, like Austin Miller, no offense to Austin, I think as passionate as he is getting up at 5 in the morning, or way earlier than that, and going and plowing roads and giving updates, I am just as passionate about that young man getting in office as he is. It is in my blood. It's in my it's in everything in me. The passion that you have, I have that for Austin and Jeff, and youth is what we need. We've got to have youth. Me and Sean, we've spoke about that. I've asked him about that. Are there salary line items on the paperwork in front of you?
Those salaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's salaries for everybody in the county.
Yeah, everybody's salaries right here. Everybody's. We can tell you what everybody makes every year, and everybody's that goes
It
on.
just takes us a few minutes to find it.
But it's out here. It's just like a motion of discovery on the whole county.
And to be honest with you, you can hold this to me. I still haven't looked to see what he was paid, the current jailer. I don't care. As long as I can make, enough to raise put my kids through clothes, school, I don't care. I want to make a difference in this county because I love this county.
I can tell you love this county.
And I mean, it's not just this county. It's every district. Our people are different. They truly are when people says that. Our people are truly different.
Like Gary Pop said about them guards, Harlan County, we are a different breed of people. And I don't want to sound like any other classic TV or anybody in the political world, but listen, this election, like he said, is the most crucial election we'll have for a while.
Be a while.
And get out there and vote. If you need any help registering to vote and getting to a poll, even if you're not voting for whoever, if you need to get there, get there. Please vote this year. I'm asking everybody. There may be 22 in here, but believe me, by tomorrow, everybody that needs to see this will see this. And I need all these boys and girls that's turning 18 or just turned 18 in high school, fresh out of high school, get out there and vote this year. Especially for Austin Miller and Jeff Marietta, by God. Everybody else, I can't, this man right here, I like Glenn. I personally like him. And BJ, come convince me. That's one of my sayings. Come convince me. This man's pretty convincing considering how well I know BJ. And I've done time under BJ's regime up there. And Glenn's pretty convincing, Sean. You need to go back and rewatch this interview. Sean Miller, a prominent figure in our community. A local superstar as a man. Do you have any questions for this man? You may ask a question if you're just now getting in here that's done been asked, but if you have any questions, spit them out for us, OG. And as I'm saying that, if you did not know it, the only place in the 606 area code to get your cannabis card, this is a free plug, this is a plug, Front Porch Medical, Dr. Kim Miller, 606-273-1139. Call, schedule, get your marijuana card. I think they do it on Fridays, and that's it, but you can get in and get it. The only place in the county. Now, or the 606 area code. Just had to give a free plug. Good plug right there. I mean, not just a plug. Gotta plug my peoples, man. That's local business.
I like the questions. That gives them time to think for questions for us, and also, that does help our local businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, that's what I like about you. You don't care one bit to help.
I'll plug a cannabis card right in the middle of a jailer interview. Hey, it helps. I mean, obviously it won't be in jail systems, which I would go to jail if it was. But, you know, I've got to give my people shout outs when it's important. Brad and Glenn, awesome work you're both doing. Much appreciated. Prayers and plan. Thank you, Ted. Thank you. Thank you. Well, guys, if anybody else not got no questions in the next minute, we're going to end it with whatever he wants to say as farewell. And if anybody has any questions, he'll spit his answers.
I'll spit my piece about it, or listen to yours. I mean, it could be something. You know, I'm not the jailer, you know, yet, but I'm hoping to be, and it could be something that I could do to implement in, you know, something they suggested. You got to think, you know, a lot of this stuff, one person can't think of everything. So the feedback of the community, people such as yourself that's recovered, it helps. All the feedback you can get, it helps.
These comments, you might could get one of the best ideas or answers ever out of a comment. That's the power of social media
See,
right now.
When I first announced I was running, there's a guy commented on one of my posters, and he had all kinds of ideas. He said, but he did not know how to get them implemented. I said, the best way to do is talk to the local politician that you're trying to implement. And he even suggested stuff for me. And I don't know the feller, and apparently some of the showers didn't work in the jail. He come out and told me, he asked me, he said, well, what would you do to fix it?
Well, there used to be a guy hired at the jail that went around and done all that stuff. He was there forever.
Rose Wynn, he retired.
Oh.
He was the maintenance man. And we've got maintenance reports on here we got the maintenance reports on here too, where it's subcontracted out.
Why wouldn't you have worker lease go up there and fix that? I've seen people in jail.
I don't. I want to do away with this subcontracting stuff because in the long run, it don't save us money. It does not. People thinks it does, but it doesn't. I mean, it just costs us more, and that's just like the nursing. You know, what is it? Eastern Kentucky. It's our medical program. It's Eastern Kentucky.
Eastern, yeah.
Well, that's who Laurel County Whitley County is. That's who I'd have to go through to work this, the shots in. But the thing is, they're supposed to have a nurse 7 days a week, 7 to 7. And in the last 6 months, I've been told multiple times, if the nurse feels like they're there. I can't vouch this. This is just what I'm being told personally. And I'm going to tell you, if I get it, I find out, we're going to change that. There needs to be a nurse there.
By God.
It needs to be there.
Yes.
We're paying for that service.
Why not 24/7? There's more medical emergencies at night. I can vouch for that as a former inmate.
That's something else I would
I've
like
never got that.
to dig into and find out more. Why don't we keep them 24/7? You know, the doctor is, what is it, Thursday or Wednesday call or something like that. It's 1 day a week, but you got a nurse every day. But now, like I say, I'm being told that nurse isn't there every day. It's when they want to show up.
Wow.
There's been a couple of people past that said that they was going to die. I talked to you about it on the interview when I talked to you on the phone.
Yeah.
And blatantly enough, she did. God bless her. God bless her soul. It shouldn't have happened.
No.
And like I say, if that nurse would have been there at that time, well, I mean, there's more to this story that I've got to figure out. But like I say, I will find out to the ends of it, and I will change it. Because like I told you at the first of the interview, my word is all I've got. And my word is true to my heart. There's a guy on TikTok named Hunter, and he used to be a cop. And he plainly says, your word is all you've got. And that's what I've lived by for my 36 years that I've been alive.
Yeah. Sean wants to know about what about health care, dental, and prescription drugs?
A lot of that's being provided in here. There's actual one page here. There's actual. It's up there. It's a big number, and it's being paid out for all this.
Is it costing physical court more money than it should?
Well, they set it aside on their budget. And the budget, I don't know if it went over the budget or if it's at the same as the budget. I gotta find it and it'll take.
Yeah, who provides that? The DOC or the physical court, I wonder?
All this is physical court.
All
budgets.
that's physical court budget?
Yep. And I mean, this goes from the school district, national forest, you know, it's just retirement, life insurance, Social Security, travel. I mean,
What's the travel?
it's listed as travel. It's just like utilities. The physical court sets out $230,000 a year for utilities. We're operating at $268,000. Okay, that's not counting our food. Physical court set out $325,000. And
Get into them numbers,
that's,
by God.
the staff training, the physical court sets out 1,000. And we're showing 725. Okay. It just goes page after page. And I'd like to find that medical part because I was really intrigued about that medical part. Medical fees collected was $22,844.94. I'm taking that as, you know, where they've seen the doctors because it's on the outflow of the report. So the jail paid $22,000. But there's another number here back on these records. It's a very high number. And that's the reason I've been reading off of that one there because this one's more easier to read than these. These is fine print. And you've got to look up every code. And there's multiple pages with the codes. And I mean, you can see how much it changed. This was the jail's intake. How much it changed in 2024, 2025 until our profit and our loss.
So we're in the whole 44,000.
And year before we actually profited 18.
That'd be damned.
So I mean, this list here, this one is it's listed as commissary account, and you know that's just like the nicotine pouches. It's costing the jail $69,569.14. Commissary purchase miscellaneous $859. This is stuff that the jail's paying out. Cable TV $1,368. Bond and clerk fees collected $462,780.55. Birth certificate fees $460. Education $31,000. Well, the only education program we can find in this whole list, and I showed you on here, was the SAP. That's all we can find.
Do we have a comptroller report? I guess that's the right way to pronounce that.
We got the leisure. I don't know what a leisure is, but $611.
Would that be leisure for the inmates possibly, like Minham KFC or something?
$611.
Because Pike County did that all the time.
Well, see, what county was it that done it for Christmas? They actually, one of their guards owned a business and they catered them. I mean, it's just property reimbursement collected, $1,627. I mean, we could be here all night going through these numbers.
Yeah, I know it.
And they're crazy numbers. Some of them are just, you know, that food one, that really blows my mind. You know, that garden whole situation. And that garden, I mean, I've preached on that garden enough. I mean, I've told y'all and told you that garden could save us a whole lot of money. And it's not being sold. I mean, we have no records here where it's being sold. The only records we're really seeing is what's being paid out.
Sean says, who provides the medical services, the dental services, and the prescriptions, and is the Vivitrol shot still available?
I don't know if it's available or not. I know they was, last I know, they was giving, what was it, 3 aspirins and something for withdrawals. I just, there's a lot of different things. I still got a little bit more research I need to get into on certain things, and I will get it, and I will find it.
Gary Powell says they always have had a GED program. I have taken them to college to get the test. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they did. They sure did. But the thing was, a lot of these programs were suspended for COVID, and they never did restart back up. The only program we're showing an expense for is the SAP program. We have no other program on here showing.
I can't think of none unless Stewart's still doing the Vivitrol shot. That might be different funding because it's a shot.
See, that could be coming from the, I don't know where it could be coming from, but it's not. This is all physical court. So,
Right. You can drop the damn score. Excuse my language. You can drop the basketball score. We want to know who won.
yeah.
Wouldn't those programs
Here it is.
opening back up be on the college? Good question.
Health insurance.
Health insurance.
It just says health insurance. The physical court allowed $425,000. Actually paid out $208,000.
208,000
In
out
this
of
court.
400,000. Well, that ain't too bad, is it?
No, that's not too bad on that one.
It's pretty good, I believe.
Then you go into the retirement, and all them numbers are pretty good. Part of that's like house and prisoners. $1,000 for houses and prisoners. We're actually up in $663,303.62.
That's what it cost us to house this year.
It's
For a quarter.
right there, house and prisoners. They put physical court 1,000, and right there's what it cost it.
Why would they put 1,000 and it cost 600,000?
I don't know.
That don't make sense. I don't understand that.
And then you got your different health insurance right here for $207,000. I mean, these numbers they go.
They mean a lot.
There's a lot of numbers here, and you got to sit down and really go through them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just life insurances. I mean, it's got it all. Workman's compensation, and there's some of them like school district national forest. I don't even know what that is personally. That's something I'm gonna have to dig into to figure out what it is.
Why is the garden program no longer open? Did something happen to stop it? We've discussed that, but for you,
They say it's open, but there's no proof. They said the potatoes are being sold off to Kelwell for a fair amount of dollars right off the jail website, but there's no deposits coming from Kelwell back into here. The only thing we've got out of here going to Kelwell is $157,000 for a commissary, which is commissary is what I'm going to bring back in the house, just same as the garden and the greenhouse, to help cut costs. And I didn't know it, but Bell County, they didn't even have a work release program.
well,
They done away with it.
that place is. Don't get me started. I ain't saying it. I don't know about it now, but it was a shit show down there recently. But I don't know about it now. Well, guys, if you got any more questions, is the garden equipment still there for use?
It is. The tractor's still there and all the implements. And I do plan on putting it all back in. It shouldn't be no expense for that. The biggest expense we're going to have for that is probably fertilizer and potatoes. But now when we get to the greenhouse, we're going to have to figure out what we can kind of preserve, like old school, what we can keep still good, because I don't know about going in canning a bunch of tomatoes, I don't know how that would work. But, that greenhouse can be beneficial to cut off. You'll be able to grow greens year round in it, tomatoes and stuff like that. So we could do away with these turkey-based trays that's coming in, which they come from Kelwell. or I believe it's KOL.
Ironmark or Carwell, one of the two.
So, I mean, we're feeding KOL quite a bit of money.
I mean, I used to be almost every bit of it was home cooked.
And I'm wanting to cut out the contractors. I'm wanting to bring it back in the house.
Yeah, the garden would help people once they start getting out there and caring for their. You're right. Fake pressed meat, by God, yeah, fake. Yeah.
I mean, if anybody's got a question, they can message me on Facebook. I will answer it. I mean, sometimes I might not get right back to you, but I will get to you, I promise, because, I work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last week I left on a Wednesday. I went to Indiana, to Albuquerque, New Mexico, back to Indiana, to Utah, up to Montana, down to Texas, then home, all in a week and one day. So I do that to come back to campaign. And
You can't preserve food. Has to be, yeah.
that's what I figured. There's a lot of red tapes on it that I don't know, but I will find out. But that's just like, there's potato sellers still in that jail.
Yeah, I remember one. I was going to see if it was still there. So I was going to ask you.
You still got the potato sellers, but you also you can grow the greens through the year, especially in a greenhouse. It don't matter snow or not.
Right. Yeah. Right now, yeah.
Yeah, I am. Well, not technically a truck driver. I'm a camper hauler now.
I know. Guys, my woman's probably wanting me. And we'll come back for a part 2. If you got anything else you want to say, you can wrap it up. And BJ, please reach out and get with me. And we'll hook it up. I can come to you, you can come to me, or anyone else in the political game. Anything else you want to say?
Got number 2 on the ballot. It's just me and him. And I mean, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I don't care to talk to you about it. I really don't. You might suggest something that I don't know nothing about. I can research into it and find out. That's just like, Gary Branson. I don't know him. I just know of him and, back and forth. I mean, he's got a lot of insights. And just, he supports BJB, I know. But the thing is, he works out there at the bus garage because it pays more money. And I would love to have you back at the jail. If I win it, I would love to have you back and have your insights. But, we've got to figure out and get the guards. I'm for more pay for the guards because they are underpaid. But that goes in front of the physical court too. But if we can get some of these cutbacks cut and get a profit coming in, we can do it.
Yeah, I'm already hoping. Gary probably be a good one to have back.
That's what I say. I don't know him personally, but he's very knowledgeable.
If I was to assemble officers from my past from doing time, he'd be a number 1 draft pick immediately. I mean, I'd have to put Dan Hurd in front of you because he could whoop all of us at once. But Lily, there's still some good guards around like Josh Lilly. There's a few other. But anyway, well, guys, if red wine is done, you have a good chance, Glenn.
Oh, boy.
Well, the name, shout out red wine. If you need a car, go see my clone. Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up. And that's all I got to say. You got anything else?
No, I'm good. Thanks for your time.
This has been brought to you by your future District 1 Magistrate, Austin Miller, and your future City Limits Mayor of Harlan, Jeff Marietta. Guys, we're out.